What is going on, everybody? We have got my guy Ryan here with Clever Beard Company. So far, we got Corey and Alex in here. What's going on, brothers? How's it going, Ryan?
Good, man. Good. I really appreciate you having me on this snowy and cold night. Valentine's Day weekend too, man. So
absolutely, I hope you got your card and flowers ready.
Oh yeah, man. Absolutely. We got big plans tomorrow night. So
I volunteered to go grocery shopping just for that case because I needed to get something picked up.
There you go.
I should probably get a car, get some flowers. Unfortunately, flowers don't survive well in negative degree weather, though.
I've heard that. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, Ryan, how about you introduce yourself for any of those people that don't know about Clever Beard Co. yet?
Yeah, sounds good. So my name is Ryan from Clever Beard Co. We are based out of primarily Chicago. We've got an interesting kind of logistical layout where we've got part of our company in Chicago, part in St. Louis, but the main part in Chicago. We have been around 2 weeks short of 1 year. So we're coming up on our 1 year anniversary. And we're about to overhaul a whole lot of stuff for season 2, as we like to call it. And we're really excited to kind of kick things off and get it going.
Oh, yeah, that's all. Yeah, 1 year. That's a huge step. That kind of seems like a milestone for any beard company. If you can make it to the 1 year mark, you're doing something right.
Yeah, man. And, it's a weird feeling too, especially I remember in the beginning just kind of talking to some of the guys who would help us out as a company. And now recently, we've had some younger companies reaching out to us for feedback and things like that. And so it's kind of cool. And I'm sure it's the same on the reviewer side. It's kind of cool to see it come full circle. And
Absolutely. Yeah. What's going on, Gate City Beard and Russ? What's going on, guys? Anybody else I miss? I haven't seen anybody else in the chat yet. What's going on, everybody? So there's 3 of you, correct? 3 guys working? Okay.
And so it's 2 guys and a female. So there's 3 of us, and they both live in St. Louis, and I'm here in Chicago.
Okay. So how do you guys make that work?
Well, I mean, it depends, man. I mean, in some ways, we've got a huge advantage. If we get slammed with orders, we can kind of fulfill out of 2 different places. But, when you want to make changes and you want to formulate new things, it's tough because then you rely on, FedEx or the Postal Service or, even I've driven down there a couple of times. So, it has its pros and cons as anything.
Absolutely. Yeah. And of course, we all know with this year, especially FedEx, UPS, the post office, nothing's running on time. So that's got to definitely have made things a little bit tougher on you guys.
Yeah. It was a very interesting holiday season, especially with USPS. But, those guys were overloaded and everybody was shopping from home. So, you kind of have to just recognize it as what it is and just move on,
Yeah. Well, to, launch a company, we'll say, what would that be? Would you have launched in 2019 then?
So 2019, at the end of it, on our logo, it says established 2019. That was when we got our LLC and everything. But we officially kicked things off in February of 2020.
Okay. Well, to sustain a company for a whole year in 2020, as we know, wasn't a good year for a lot of people. That definitely says something about your company.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think to our advantage, everybody was staying home and growing their pandemic beards, right?
That was me.
Yeah, exactly. And so my experience with it was March 10th, I got furloughed from my full-time job. I was working in the airline industry, and for me, it was perfect because I had launched Clever Beard 2 weeks before. So I sunk all of my time pretty much into the company and growing it. And, then 6 months later, I ended up getting another full-time job. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of it sucked because we couldn't go out to fairs and markets and things and sell it in person, which was going to be my goal for 2020. But it is looking like hopefully we'll be able to do that in 2021. So.
We're looking at a glimpse of light at the moment. That's for sure. It's a dim light, but there's a glimpse of light out there.
Yeah. Both of my parents this week actually just told me that they were able to get appointments for the vaccine. So
Oh, nice.
I have not seen my family because they're back home in Pittsburgh
Okay.
for over a year now, man. So by the time I
Wow.
see them, it's going to be a year and a half, and my mom's high risk, so I didn't want to risk anything like that. So
Absolutely.
I'm ready to go home and see everybody and ready for it all to end, man.
It's going to feel real good, that's for sure. I think this year's definitely taught us one thing is how important family is and
Yep.
those that you can rely on, because we've all been through some crap, and those that you can rely on have really shined through this year.
Yep. Absolutely.
What's going on, Steven? What's going on, Charlie? JT Bearded. This guy's all the way. Do you know JT?
Yeah. I've I don't know if I've talked to him on Instagram, but I've definitely seen him on Instagram, and
He's all the way. He's all the way out in Norway.
Okay.
So he's up extra late to watch us tonight.
Nice. Yeah. Thanks for being on.
He's a great dude. Awesome guy. So with three, you said two doesn't matter, male, female owners. You got two other owners besides yourself. So how do you guys like divvy up the work wise?
Yeah, so I think with Jeff, he's kind of the operations website. He does a whole lot of that type stuff. Sierra is kind of on creating the new products. Her and I both work, kind of hand in hand in making the new scents, and then Jeff will test that out. Jeff is kind of our finance guy as well, and then you've got me, who's kind of more of the sales and marketing, and the guy who's going to be out in front of it on the live stream and things like that. So it's a really good team. We push each other. We don't, the thing I like about them is that they'll call me on my bullshit, and they'll kind of push me towards where I need to be with this company, and I trust their judgment and with everything. I mean, any single one of us could do each other's jobs, when it comes to the company, and so I think that says a lot for three people working together. But I mean, there would be no Clever Beard without those two.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I know. When you start getting so many different, I mean, they always say, two heads are better than one, but sometimes when you're running a company, sometimes those heads like to butt. So it's kind of good. It's good to hear that, if it happens, you guys, can work it out, keep it moving. That way you're not sacrificing the company because one wants to be right over the other.
Exactly.
What's going on, Disney? Disney here just told me he tested positive for the coronavirus, which we were just talking about.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. That sucks.
He just got it and his wife's had it. So hopefully you both get feeling better here soon, brother. I know my whole family had it. Actually right before Silent Night came out. You sent that to me and I was worried I wasn't going to be able to smell it. And right when it started to come back, my smell was coming back when I received Silent Night. So that was probably, I think, the first oil I was able to smell when I got back to it.
Nice, man.
It was,
nice.
Man, that was rough. That was not fun.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you got through it. And, I've had some of my family that has had it as well. And I've heard it's just brutal, man. Or, it can be brutal. Everybody kind of reacts to it differently. And so, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, just what end of the stick do you get? I lost just my taste and smell. And then my wife, on the other hand, had both of those, but she had a fever, body aches, always tired. So it's just dramatic change between people to people on what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You just mentioned Silent Night. How did this go for you in 2020 here?
Man, it blew up. I mean, and it was a great feeling too. And, we were talking about this backstage or whatever you want to call it before we hopped on here. But it was good because I sent it out to a lot of the reviewers, and everybody was had really positive feedback on it, and everybody really liked it, and it kind of took on this life of its own where everybody was saying how it reminded them of kind of this nostalgic Christmas smell. And then we kind of pushed that into Facebook marketing, and we pretty much just went all in, man. Just pushed all of our cards into that product and that scent profile, and it just kind of snowballed on us and really ended 2020 on a high note with that product.
No, it was fantastic. And I've kind of noticed that kind of trend a little bit, because a couple companies will give out a scent a little early to some reviewers, get their feedback on it, get a couple reviews up on it, and is that kind of just like a sales tactic you guys kind of thought of? You want to get out into people's faces, that way they can see it. They get trusted people talking about it. I get a lot of people reach out to me, say, man, everything you review and you tell me is good has been good for me, so I'm going to trust you on this one. Don't let me down.
Yeah, I think so. One of the things that we noticed late in 2020, the secret to, in my eyes, having a good product is twofold. And one of them is having a product that smells good and works good in your beard, which I feel like with Silent Night we accomplished. The other one is having a product that people want to display on their shelf.
Yeah,
it's like look behind you and you see all that, right? And so, we spent a little bit of money on getting the label the way that we wanted, and kind of twisting some things with it. And so yeah, we sent it out early and we put it in the nice red packaging. So, when you received it, it was just beautiful packaging. It was bright red and had a sticker on it. And, I think we just worked on kind of the experience of receiving the package, opening it up. And that's what we've kind of started to get a little bit better at, especially when it comes to like some of those special type products like Silent Night. And
absolutely.
Absolutely. We're going to continue down that path. And, we, for a while, had our sampler kits, which were kind of the same thing that came in that pouch, and you open it up and it had, all that ribbon or whatever you want to call it. And all the products were laid out nicely and had a sticker on top. And, so we're just trying to get better at that. But as far as the sales tactic, I think with that product, what we wanted to do was get it into your guys' hands so that we can justify what we thought in our mind was right. Like, we thought we had a hit product. We wanted to verify with you guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a good move too. A lot of people go to, certain reviewers that they trust on recommended products. I know when I first started my beer journey, it was basically anything Dan C was good, I was buying.
Right.
So I definitely see where it comes for. Definitely for a newer beardsman, for a guy that's never tried an oil, you're looking for reviewers who have tried a lot of products to recommend something good. And Silent Night's a killer. I absolutely love it. And you said it is still up on the website, if anybody hasn't got it yet.
It's up there for now, and we're going to pull it back a little bit because we've got some new things that we're working on, and kind of hitting the reset button on a lot of things. And so a lot of those seasonal products are going to come down for a little while, and then we're going to slowly build it back up.
Absolutely. Yeah. What do you got planned first? You guys got new scents coming first? You got just a whole new product coming first?
Everything that you can think of for a beard company, man, we've got it coming. So, we've got 3 new scents in the pipeline. Nothing that I'm gonna give up too much right now, but you'll see that in the coming weeks.
You want to get in trouble with the other 2.
Yeah. Exactly. What I can say is that we've got a new formulation of our oil and our balm that's going to be coming.
Okay.
And so, we're talking with different people in the community and wanting to stay kind of true to ourselves as a company. We're taking grapeseed oil out of our oil blend. And I know that has been kind of, something that a lot of guys, it doesn't work for their beards. Now, for my beard, it works great. And I still stand by that being in a beard oil, but you have to listen to your customers as well.
Absolutely.
And so we're going to be taking that out, swapping it with castor oil and avocado oil.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, and
that'll be nice.
It's great, man. I mean, we've probably spent the last 5 or 6 months just sourcing out ingredients that we wanted and finding the best possible ingredients that we could. And man, just using this new formula in my beard, it just makes it incredibly soft.
Okay.
So I feel like we have a winner. I'm really happy with where we have it. And now we're at the stage now where we've got kind of like 1 or 2 iterations of it, and it basically comes down to like just a little bit more of castor or a little bit more of avocado. And so that's what we're kind of working on, but we're very close to that. And then for the balm, we've got babasu oil that we're adding in there, which, there's not a lot of companies that are using that. And, for us, we didn't want to follow any trends. Like, we didn't want to put in emu oil or ostrich oil, which are, don't get me wrong, and great ingredients, but, for us, we're like, well, if somebody wants that, they can go to Pedro.
Yep.
You know, he's the one that's kind of made it popular, and that's great. But we wanted to kind of follow our path and stay true to who we were as a company. So we've got that going on, and then we've also got all new labels. So
yes,
I know I sent you a couple. Hopefully,
we got some of those for you guys.
But you know, we're taking our products. We're going to be selling basically in the beginning, you know, for our 1 year, we've got oils, balms, and washes is where we're going to stick with for right now. And so we've completely redone all three of those labels, and really happy with the artwork and where we're at with that. And we feel like it's kind of gives us a fresh take for season 2 of Clever Beard,
absolutely,
for our second year. So, you know, we've got a lot going on the website. We're going to completely rehaul as well. Can't give away too many secrets on that, but we're looking for sometime in March. We're going to be kind of completely redoing the website as well. So
I'm definitely looking forward to it. Like I said, I was just cruising the website before I got on here, just seeing, you know, what was still in stock, see if there's anything we needed to talk about. I'm glad you mentioned Silent Night was still on there, because I must have overlooked it, because I definitely didn't see it.
Yeah, it should be. It should still be on the website.
Okay.
If it's not, my apologies. But I know we are going to be. We're going to be pulling back some of the scent profiles, and going down to kind of a core 12.
Okay.
3 of the new ones included, and so you know, we're getting to a place where we want to kind of, you know, we really expanded out with our scent profile. We want to pull it back, and then we want to kind of, as the holidays go on, we want to release them in increments. So,
it definitely sounds like a good plan to me.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely sounds like a good plan. What's going on, Bearded Blonde? Jeff Rice, Copper Johns is in the house. What's going on, Tyson? We got Bearded Hillbilly. We've got Wolf. What's going on, Ryan Gus? See if there's anybody else I missed here. I know. There's Dylan. Dylan wants to know where you guys are out of.
So primarily out of Chicago, but we also operate out of St. Louis as well.
St. Louis. So how far of a drive is that? If you needed to go see those guys, how far of a drive is that?
About 4.5, 5 hours.
That's not terrible.
I just did it 2 weeks ago, actually. I had a work trip that, you know, was basically in that area. And so I used that as kind of an opportunity to meet up with them and go over some stuff product wise. So,
okay. So are you back to work now then, since you were furloughed?
Yeah. Well, so I am in a completely different industry now. I'm back to work. I'm working full time. Landed a new job in August, but it's completely a new industry than what I was in. So it's a huge learning curve. But you know, I'm in learning and development for my full time job. So
okay.
All the concepts are there. It's just learning new material.
No, that's got to be tough to, you know, run a full time job. Like you said, you've got time with your wife tonight. You also got a beard company. That's got to be a tough thing to kind of balance all together.
Yeah, man. I mean, but you get one life, you know, so you just gotta
might as well go
do
for
the things. Exactly. Push yourself and just do the things that you enjoy. And you know, if you're doing the things that you enjoy, it doesn't feel like work, you know. So that's how I've always looked at it.
No, that sounds like, yeah, a good plan. Yeah, if you sit around just, you know, looking at all kinds of free time you've got, and you know you want to do something, but you never actually go and do it, you're just wasting your time, really. Go out there and get something done. Do something you want to do. Was having a beard company something you always wanted to do? Have you always thought about having a company?
Well, I've always thought about having a company. I didn't know what I wanted to have. You know, with this, I've always been into men's grooming. You know, one of the things that I'm starting to get into is you know, colognes and things like that. Mm-hmm. And you know, I remember starting out using the Art of Shaving and, you know, the big box brand shaving stuff. And so I've always been into kind of men's grooming stuff. But I'd say summer 2019, I started watching Barbados Joe. And watching his reviews, and as most people know, he was my high school teacher.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he was my high school teacher, and started following him, and I was like, you know what, I've always wanted to start a company. Why not go for it? And so I started doing a lot of things kind of, under the table, getting everything and studying it and, kind of sourcing product and things like that. And then everything kind of moved fast. So.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I definitely didn't know he was your high school. What did he teach?
English.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you weren't the bad kid in his class, were you?
No, so my ironically enough, my stepmom was also a teacher at that high school, and she was, I think, like in the room next to his, or like the one up from that. So while I was definitely a smart ass in high school, there was only so much I could get away with. Just I had so many
There's a thin rope around that door.
Yeah, exactly. But I loved his class, and I've told him this. My love of reading, it came from that classroom, and with him, it's like what you see is what you get with Barbados Joe as a teacher and how he is. So he's a great teacher.
Absolutely. So was that in Pittsburgh then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in Pittsburgh then. And then when did you move to Chicago?
Man, 2018. At the end of 2018, we moved out here. So
dang! So right before you started the company, then.
Yeah, so I after I graduated from my master's program, told my wife we can pretty much move wherever she wanted to, because the job that I had at the time was flexible. I can live wherever I wanted around the country. I was pushing for Denver. She really wanted Chicago. I also love Chicago, so we kind of settled on Chicago, and she landed a job out here, and we kind of picked up and moved. Literally, I think like a week or two after I graduated, it just kind of happened to line up perfectly.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, my wife's always told me, if we ever leave Iowa, it's going to be Canada. So my chances of getting out of here are pretty slim.
yeah. There you go.
Pretty slim at this point. I know we were talking about your new labels. You sent me a couple of those. I'm going to try and share my screen for everybody in the chat. I hope this works for you guys. Me and Ryan were messing with it earlier. He couldn't see it, but I could see it. So I'm hoping this will work for you guys. I'm going to show you – we're going to show you our Clever Beard Company's 2 new labels they've got coming out. So let's hit this share button, and let's hope this works for you guys. All right. I'm hoping you guys are seeing what I'm seeing here. I can't see much because it's taking up my whole screen. This is going to be Clever Beard Company's 2 new labels. You got the musician here, the musician, as I butcher that, and the Seafarer.
Seafarer, yeah, you got it.
Those are.
I can't see it on my end, but
if you guys in the chat can see this on your end, please let me know. Let me know that you can see this here. I'm hoping you guys can. I'm gonna take it down because I can't see Ryan here. I'm hoping you guys were able to see that.
No, they're saying they're not seeing it.
Well, dang, we tried.
It's all right. We'll post a little sneak peek on Instagram after this.
Yep. I got both of them. Just go to Clever Beard Co. He's at Clever Beard Co. on Instagram, or it probably won't be on the website. So go to his Instagram if you want to see those new labels. We tried to get those up here for you guys to show it. I'm sorry, I dropped the ball on that. We even practiced it and didn't seem to want to work tonight. We'll have to try that again some other time.
Build up a little hype around it, but with musician and Seafarer are two of our core ones that we're going to move forward with the new labels. So, man, I love the way they came out, and that was pretty much Jeff that took the ball and ran with the new labels, and really happy to show everybody the full layout of what they all look like.
Okay, so is he kind of the label guy then?
So now, before every single label that is currently out there right now, I've created, I've printed out all of that. And so for right now, we've been printing here in Chicago. And so kind of looking for a good printer, a quality printer right now. And that's one of the things that's kind of our last step to take it to where we want with the labels. But really happy to kind of push that off to an actual artist. We have an actual artist now working on our labels and things like that. So I'm happy to kind of push that to him so that, we can focus more on the sales and kind of interacting with you guys and things like that.
Okay. Oh, I like that. I like that, kind of you're able to divvy up the work. I know you said you and the gal are kind of the mixologist of the ingredients. So do you actually mix stuff at your house then?
Yeah, yeah. In our, I've got like a little office area that I work in, a little Clever Beard area, and
Okay.
so what a lot of times what we do is I'll mix something up, I'll send it down to St. Louis,
Mhm.
and they've got all the scent profiles that I do, so they'll be like, hey, this is great. Try this with this scent, and so then I can just add it in on my side as well, and you know. Sometimes, especially if we're working on something that's new, we got to get both sides, the scent profile, so that we can work on it together. But yeah, it's logistically can be very tough sometimes. But
Oh,
yeah,
I bet.
that's kind of how we go about it.
Oh, I'm gonna try something here with us. Let's
Okay.
see if this works.
There you
Oh,
go.
there we go.
Now, yeah.
Here you go, guys. Now we've got it. Now we're cooking. I was doing something on the fly there. These are the 2 new labels from Clever Beard Co. This is what you're gonna get. And do you know when about this will go into play?
Man, I'm gonna say between 2 and 4 weeks. I mean, we're pushing for our 1 year, which is February 27th. That's when we're pushing to kind of have it all out there. But yeah, I'd say within the next 2 to 4 weeks, because we have to get them printed out. We got to get it on the website and everything. There's a lot of work that goes into it. But yeah, they're coming up. They're coming up soon.
That's awesome. I think it's a great upgrade. I think they look nice, look a lot sharper. What's going on, Vato? This guy gives me so much crap. I love him though. He means well. I did a review. Shoot, I can't remember who it was on. I said "very" about 18 times in the review. he was letting me hear it, but he means well. He's good stuff.
Yeah, it's good to have somebody who looks out for you like that. Right?
Yeah, he's looking out for me. Now I'm very self-conscious when I do a review, just not to say too many words at the same time.
Yeah.
It's tough though. You get in front of that camera, it's like your dictionary slims up to about 10 words.
Yeah.
Like great, good, and very. So Silent Night was kind of I would say your biggest hit last year. Is that your favorite scent so far you guys have made?
Yeah,
Or do you have
I would say that. I would say, well, I mean, it's definitely one of my favorites. That Seafair is definitely high on my list. The Romantic, which is our Valentine's Day one, is one of my favorites as well. I don't think there's a single one that I don't like. And it's tough to pick a favorite because it's like it's like your children. How do you pick your favorite one? But
Absolutely.
Silent Night, I think Silent Night is definitely up there just because it's Christmas, man. It's nostalgic Christmas, yesteryear. What you would imagine that to smell like, and we didn't really release too much of the scent profile. So I think
I think you got everybody still guessing at this point.
Yeah, and so
I just put it in and I couldn't even guess right now.
So there's going to be a couple more that we're going to kind of that's going to be like that, where we're going to kind of keep things under the rug with the scent profile.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, we're going to tell you exactly what's in it. The three, with our labels, we always put the 3 top scents that are in there.
Yep.
There's always like these under, and we list all the under scents on the website. So
we were talking about that earlier. You've had companies reach out to you. Newer companies. I've had reviewers reach out to me. You give them as much knowledge as you can, but you don't want to give them the whole recipe of what goes on to the work you're putting in. You don't want to tell everybody, every ingredient you put in, then they go duplicate it and maybe use a different, oil blend.
Yeah.
It's the exact same scent, just a different blend. It's a chef wouldn't give away all of his ingredients to his awarded soup or something like that. You definitely don't want to give away too much info, but you want to help also when you can.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's kind of the weird thing of this all coming full circle and coming up on year 2 is we are starting to get, a few young companies who are reaching out to us. And, with me, I'm always willing to help out however I can, and help companies as I would have wanted to have been helped in the beginning, and share some things that I wish I would have known, in the beginning. And, because companies like, Honeyhocker and Ruddy, man, like they were my company that I went to and kind of asked them questions when I was starting out. So,
Absolutely.
You kind of want to make sure that you're doing the same for companies that are just starting out. And we'll always have that philosophy.
You couldn't have picked two better guys. Adam and Jimmy, those are both really, really cool guys.
Yeah,
I've of course talked to Adam more than I have Jimmy, but every time I talk to either one of them, it's a great time.
Yep, really good guys. And you just had Adam on, didn't you, for your first one? Yeah.
He was my first one. You know, I refer to Adam as the Joe Rogan of beard company owners. He's very well spoken. Anytime I see him live, it's like, man, I want to talk to that guy for an extended amount of time.
Yeah.
Very cool guy.
Yeah, agreed. He's a great guy.
So how's the creative process start for you guys? Is it the scent name first, label first? I don't know. I don't know what it takes to make a beard product. Dan C told me he thought I'd have a company within 6 months, and that clearly didn't happen because I told him I never wanted to start one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for us, we're a company that we're all about experiences, and so for us, you know, of course, we're going to follow the holidays that are kind of within the calendar year, but you know, sometimes it's a song. So the Seafair came about because my buddy sent me a playlist on Spotify called "Song for Seafarers," which is like apparently blowing up on TikTok now, like the sea shanty, you know, type songs. But like I was listening to that last summer, and I was like, this would be really cool to like create a beard oil based off this. Or like the golfer is based off of being at the Masters, because myself and Jeff used to work on, you know, a company who works for the PGA Tour. And we got to work a couple of Masters and US Opens, and so that was kind of the inspiration behind that. And so a lot of times it'll be a song, a lot of times it'll just be, you know, kind of an experience that we had throughout the years, and but each one is based off of something in our lives.
Okay. And then you just kind of trying to just develop the scent around, you know, what kind of fits the name and label there, of course.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So being from Pittsburgh, you got a Pittsburgh hat on clearly.
Yeah.
But you live in Chicago. So who are your teams you root for then?
Oh man, you already know. I've got the Steelers, I've got the Pens. The Pirates are kind of like, you know, the little brother, and it's tough because I can see Wrigley Field from my townhouse. So it's awesome. It's I want to go to a game over there so that I can experience that, but they haven't had fans there yet, and so I haven't really got to experience what it's really like around Wrigley Field since we got the place. So
yeah, of course, yeah, because of, you know, everything shut down, you never really got to experience what it's like, and then I'm sure, shoot, who knows what it'll look like by the end of this MLB season, slowly creeping up already.
Yeah, man.
You know, you could be looking at a crazy downtown there if the Cubbies make the playoffs.
I'm hoping, man. I want to experience that. You know, that's part of being in a big city like that, is getting to experience some of that cool stuff. So
absolutely, yeah. That's kind of why you want to be right in the mix of all of that. I saw this between the two of you. This one hurt me to hear.
Yeah,
this one definitely hurt.
Yeah,
me and Ryan get along with the Packers, but the Penguins we got to talk.
Yeah, well, it's you know, all Pittsburgh sports are going through a lot of change right now. And
yes.
So, you know.
My mother-in-law, I was talking to my father-in-law today. She apparently read something where Crosby was getting traded to Colorado. I'm like,
no.
There's no way. I'm like, what in the heck did you read that Crosby got traded to Colorado? There's no way you trade your basically a legend in Pittsburgh already. You can't trade him away.
It won't happen. It won't happen. I mean, that was written by like I think it was like local writers. And
so you saw it too then?
I saw it. Yeah, and it was on the Pittsburgh media, and the Pittsburgh media was kind of laughing about it because, you know, if you know the Pens, if you know Sidney Crosby, you know that that organization has done so much for Sidney Crosby. I mean, he was living at Mario Lemieux's house, and so it's Sidney Crosby is he's going to retire at Penn. Like, I would be extremely shocked if he left or got traded.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, he is the Pens. I mean, you know what I mean? It's him and Mario Lemieux.
You'll see Malkin go way before you'll see Crosby go.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Malkin, I think, should have left a while. I'm not a Penguins fan, but I still think Malkin should have left a while ago. He's not adding a whole lot to that team right now.
They're all getting old, man. But, you know, it's been a fun team to watch over the last decade. I mean, them and the Steelers, you know, for the last decade, it's been. That is true.
There's a fun fact for us.
I see that. That is true. That, and they have more bridges than any other city in the world.
Holy cow!
City
Holy
Beers.
cow! I did not know
I
that.
think it's like them in Venice.
Okay. Wow. Definitely didn't know that. Is this just so much water out there then?
Yeah, I mean it's a city that's built on 3 rivers, right? And
Yep.
so it's pretty much just bridges everywhere.
Okay. I saw. Where did that go? Somebody was just talking about Squid the Kid. So, for those people that, like I said, this first time you've been on my channel, you want to tell people how you came up with the name Clever?
Yeah. So I had been playing fantasy baseball, fantasy football for, I mean, gosh, since probably the early 2000s, and always got frustrated with people who would go on Google and just Google like LOL funny fantasy football names, and then they would just regurgitate it into the league. And so you saw like the same thing every single time. And so my team for probably the last 10 years is always Clever football name or Clever baseball name. And so the summer before I was thinking about starting a beard company, I decided that if I won my fantasy baseball league, I was going to take all of my winnings and put it into everything that I needed to start the company, the ingredients, the labels, and all of that. And I ended up winning the league that year. And so it was kind of a sign to go ahead and start the company. And, when I was talking with my business partner, Jeff, about, what I was going to name it and all that, he was like, "You're going to name it Clever Beard, aren't you?" And I was like, that's exactly what I was thinking. Why, it's kind of been like a name that I've been building over the years that's leading up to this. So why name it anything else? And it just kind of fit. And then it was down between like the owl or a fox, right? Because those are, you think of like clever mascots or clever animals. Those are really the two that you had. And there was a couple companies who were already doing a fox. So it's like, oh, I guess it's the owl.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I think you made the right choice on that one. The owl definitely stands out. I don't know if I've seen any other beard company with an owl, so it definitely stands out. What's going on, Urich? What's going on, brother? So, fantasy baseball. Do you play any other fantasy or basketball, football?
Yeah,
if you play one, you probably play almost all of them, like me.
Yeah, so I just started getting into kind of the daily fantasy sports with basketball, and
yep.
The reason that I'm doing that is now that I'm in a city that has a basketball team, I've been kind of using that as a way to learn a little bit about the sport.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I do a little bit of that, but primarily fantasy football, fantasy baseball is kind of my wheelhouse.
And are you one of those guys like myself who's just been in the same league forever?
Yeah, so we've had a main league that we've had for like the longest time, and guys have come and go from it. But yeah, there was a couple of leagues, but like I feel like recently everybody's starting to kind of get into the daily fantasy sports. And, and the leagues are kind of dying. I think they had their peak 2014, 2015, and now I just don't feel like it's the same as it was. But yeah, man, it's still fun to play.
Oh no, I love fantasy football. There's nothing more fun yet more frustrating. I think it makes me. I can't decide if it makes me a better fan or a worse fan because I'm a Packers fan. But if somebody else has a Packer on their team, I'm hoping the Packers win, but nobody gives that guy the ball. He just doesn't get to touch the ball the rest of the game.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is it's really kind of called in team loyalty. It's like when the Steelers play the Browns, and I've got like 2 Browns on my team, and I'm like, listen, I still want the Steelers to win by 45, but if Nick Chubb scores a touchdown, that's great. That's what I really.
Absolutely. If they just feed Nick Chubb all game, I'm all right. Just don't let him throw it.
Yeah.
No, I'm exactly the same way. I do fantasy football, and then I sign up. I'm in the same fantasy hockey league for years, but it just gets so annoying to change the lineup every day. And it's the payout, of course, isn't till the end, till the season's over. It's like I usually go about like 2 weeks strong because I'm excited hockey season started. Yeah, and then I'm just like I'm done. I don't even care at this point.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, man. A lot of work.
I started doing DraftKings sports books. Can you do that in Chicago?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I do FanDuel, so.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah. I just started doing that this year, and it's got its ups and downs. I always try and go for the hot teams, your Tampa, your Vegas, and then of course, like today they let me down. So it's a love and hate relationship, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. But it's fun, man. It's a great way to learn a new sport and to kind of keep up with everything.
some of these guys in the chat are going to laugh at this. I stayed up till 2:00 last night watching women's tennis.
There you go.
I just had, I had a bunch of money on it, and those games are in Australia, so they don't take place till super late here.
Yep.
And it's like it got down. I had like a 12 girl parlay, and it got down to the 11th girl. I'm like, I'm not falling asleep before this last game ends because I need to see if I get my money.
Now, are you actually like into tennis, or are you just into bet? Okay, so you're into betting is what I'm hearing.
I'm into the betting part. I did watch I watched a match yesterday morning though, and it was between two guys, an Australian and some other guy. And I was watching it, I was like, I could get into this, watching the intensity. They actually had a crowd there. I'm like, oh man, this is intense. Like none of them had masks on. I'm like, how are they getting away with this? And it was
It's Australia though, right?
Everywhere. What's that?
It's Australia, you said?
Yes. Yep.
That makes sense. I mean, they've pretty much beat it over there.
It was insane. I'm like, this is what I want America to look like right now. There's fans everywhere. Everybody's having a good time. And they even mentioned, I think this is the first time they had played in front of fans in like 12 months. I'm like,
yeah,
this could get me into tennis watching these two go at it. It was a good time.
It's crazy to see like Australia and New Zealand, who are like pretty much back to normal just because they went overboard in the beginning and they're very strict about, they're basically, it's like an island, right? So, they're strict about who they let in. And so, yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. It's like, it's good to see those type things happen because you're like, I know it's eventually going to get back to that here, but if it's somewhere else, at least I know that like there's a glimmer of hope in the near future.
Absolutely. And yeah. Like I said earlier, we got a very glim light right now. I could see it's coming, but I feel like we're still a good ways away. At least all the toilet paper's back at the store. That's a good sign.
yeah, exactly. And some of the restaurants I know are starting to open, and schools are starting to open. And
do you have any kids?
No, not yet.
Okay, so I can't ask you if they're going to school or not.
Yeah, not yet.
I deliver to schools here, and I think they're going, I want to say 2 to 3 days a week right now, and then the rest is online. Yeah. So I have no idea how schools are running right now. That'd be a guessing game for me.
Yeah, a lot of, I mean, in Chicago, there's the controversy with the teachers union, which I have absolutely zero opinion on. Yep. But so I know that they're kind of going back and forth and working on that to try to get the kids back in the schools. And so, yeah, I know, but everywhere's different. And shout out to the teachers, man, because basically having zero plan of how this looks to figuring it out.
It probably looks like what we're doing right now, trying to teach somebody. Like I couldn't learn in a classroom. There's no way I could learn on a computer like this.
I couldn't imagine having like 30 kids that were like me when I was 12, online, like that's why I didn't go into teaching.
Absolutely. They got like 30 other screens popped up. You're just in the background so they can hear you when they yell at you, ask if you're paying attention. You're like, yep, that's me. I'm here. I'm present.
Yeah, exactly.
They just put a little sticker photo of their face up there. Makes it look like they're on the screen.
Yeah.
So Ryan, what's the plan for 2021? I know you said you got the new labels. Do you have like what's the goal for 2021 other than to make it to 2022 as a company?
Yeah, and I'm pretty confident we'll do that. But I think for us, 2020 was all about just kind of learning the industry, learning what we wanted to be as a company. And I think 2021 is all about perfecting everything, and so you're seeing that with like the labels. Mm-hmm. You're seeing that with the new formulas of our oils and our bombs. I saw that question pop up. Yes, we do have a wash. It's a great wash too. I think you're going to like it. And so the website, kind of completely redoing that. And so I feel like for us, we're at this crossroads of wanting to kind of listen to the feedback that we got in 2020, but also kind of staying true to our brand as well. And so that's why, we're going to listen to things like taking grapeseed oil out, because I think mm-hmm. that, that's a valid concern. And I'm 100% behind listening to that feedback, but also not chasing trends, like emu oil and ostrich oil. Yep. And kind of sticking to what we want to do. And so, I think 2021 is all about perfecting our vision, perfecting what we want to be as a company, and kind of creating our own niche of what we are within this community, and just kind of taking it and trying to grow it as much as we can, and getting out into markets and getting out into different fairs and things like that, and selling our product, person to person, and getting into retail a little bit, small shops and things like that, barber
Absolutely.
shops, and just growing, man. And I think that is what this year is going to be all about. And we're still going to put out, if there's a major holiday, you can bet that we're going to put out some kind of product that is kind of right there with it. And so we want to be the company that, as you're experiencing these holidays, you have a product that you can help you experience those holidays that you can use in your beard. And
Absolutely.
So that's kind of our company philosophy.
I guarantee almost probably 85% of the beard community probably had Silent Night in their beard, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the day after Christmas. Probably the whole week of Christmas, Silent Night was in a bunch of guys' beards.
That's exactly what we want, and that's we want when there's a holiday, you look on your shelf, you see a product, and you're like, I got to go with that product. It's perfect for that. 4th of July, we want people to reach for America the Beautiful.
One of my favorites.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And so that's what we're kind of working on. The next, and we have obviously our Valentine's Day line, and we don't have a St. Patrick's Day product yet, but hint.
Hint.
Yeah,
wink, wink.
that Clever Beard's going to come out with something that kind of plays right into that holiday.
Oh yeah, because you guys had Silent Night, of course, was Christmas. You had a New Year's, I believe.
The resolution. Yep, we had a Thanksgiving blend. We had 3 different fall scents that we put out. We put out the pumpkin spice. We put out apple harvest. We put out the Bavarian, which is kind of like an Oktoberfest kind of
a hoppy one, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And so we've kind of hit our stride when it comes to those type, seasonal experiences. That's what we're trying to build.
Absolutely. Disney says he's never tried Silent Night. Well, brother, it's up on the website if you need it.
Yeah.
Do you have a timeline when you might take that down? Or does it kind of depend on when the new stuff might come out?
Yeah, so soon. And we're about to probably within the next couple of days, next couple of weeks, take out pretty much every seasonal that we have, except for the Valentine's Day one, the romantic, that's going to stay in the main lineup for right now. So yeah, a couple weeks to get the seasonal stuff, and then we're just going to rebuild on it, and the reason that we're doing that, I think it's pretty apparent, but we're trying to work through the process of building new labels for some of those seasonals. And so we wanted to move forward with kind of our core 12 that we're going to move forward with. And then we'll be working with our artists to kind of redo the labels down the road of a lot of the seasonals.
So is your artist within the 3 owners, or is that somebody on the outside then?
Somebody on the outside that we're working with. Yeah.
And then did you guys all 3 know each other before you decided to make the beard company? Or is there somebody you met while making it?
No. So I've known Jeff since 2007. Jeff and Sierra are actually married. I've known Jeff since 2007. I've known Sierra since 2010. And so Jeff and I have worked, on the PGA Tour. We worked in minor league baseball together out on the West Coast. So I've known him for quite a while.
Okay. So it's definitely not something new then. You guys well known each other, experience, kind of know how each other works and vibes off each other pretty well then.
Yep, exactly.
There's one thing you said. I was glad you said, you're going to try and stick to yourself. You don't want to, start using emu ostrich oil. I call that the double flock, the ostrich emu oil. You want to stick to yourself, get rid of the grapeseed oil. I definitely like that you're not trying to, go to the trend. Just stick to, what works, what is Clever Beard Company, and you're not chasing something and then end up coming back to what worked originally.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with, the emu oil, the ostrich oil. I'll be a consumer, I've purchased Pedro's products, and they're great, you know what I mean? But I just, as a company, I don't want to chase, we want to be us, and we want to kind of stay true to who we are. And, there's certain things that we will chase, scent profile wise, like you would be stupid not to do an oud scent, you know what I mean? Like, and there's things like that we'll absolutely do that, put our twist on it. But for the most part, scent profile wise, we don't currently have a barbershop. That wasn't one of the first things we came out with. Not to say that we won't, but we don't have a lot of the kind of just those regular scents that every company does.
Absolutely, yeah, like a woodsy, a barbershop, a cologne. Everybody's kind of got like a set, standard of what they call their core. Like you said, you want to get down to your core 12. they kind of have that core and then they branch out. I think everything that you make branches out. It shows your guys' creative side on what you guys are able to do. I mean, you're putting out first class things all around. It's not just a core one after another type of deal.
Yep.
Really like that. Tyson here wants to know what you did in the minor leagues.
So I did not play. I was a group ticket sales manager. So I would sell tickets to like big groups who would want to come out and have their day. I also on non-game days was the mascot for that team as well.
Okay.
Who, at the time was minor league team for the Colorado Rockies. Now I think they're a team for the Angels. And then on game days, I ran like the little restaurant / barbecue pit area. And so I had a team of 4 and we would kind of the big groups that would come out there, they would order food and I ran that restaurant as well. So
okay.
A lot of different roles with typically in minor league baseball.
I know Tyson here, the one that asked the question, he used to work for the Braves. I don't know exactly what he did for the Braves, but I know he was associated with the Braves, so he's all about his baseball. Anytime I got a baseball question, he's my go-to guy.
It's a good industry to be in, and I worked for the Pirates as a customer service rep. So as you could imagine, a team at the time that had 20 straight losing seasons working as a customer service rep, was a little rough, but it was fun, man. I mean, I got to see some really cool, like got to go down in the when I would exit through the like players tunnel area.
Okay.
And so I got to when I was walking out, I saw Roy Halladay after he had just gotten ejected, out there with his manager, like having a very heated conversation, and I'm just like walking by, like, oh hi, hi childhood hero, and so it's just kind of cool to see that type of stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. When you get that close, it's like, maybe this isn't the time to try and say something, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then you unfortunately realize how many chances might you get in that kind of opportunity to say something, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
Tyson says he worked for the medical staff with the Braves, is what he was doing out there.
That's awesome. So he's probably seen some stuff too.
Oh,
probably
I'm sure.
A lot more than I have.
So if you wanted to, let's show off these labels one more time. I think I still have them right here. Oh, no, wait. I remember where I put them. Let's show off these labels. Guys, Clever Beard Co. is going to start dropping these. What did you say, in May maybe?
No. The new labels are probably 2 to 4 weeks out.
Okay, so they're coming very soon.
Yeah.
New labels here from Clever Beard Co.
That's just a sneak peek. So that's 2 out of our 12 scent profiles that we're moving forward with.
Okay. So these are going to be the new labels from Clever Beard Co. coming out. We had to be kind of disciplinary on what we could show you guys before everything else starts dropping. When would you say, do you have a timeline on when we could expect maybe the next scent to come out? Or is that playing that by ear at the moment?
Yeah, so our 1 year is February 27th, which is...
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So we're going to hit that. That's also my birthday. So we're going to do some big celebrations. And for that, I will probably have at least 1 or hopefully 2 new scents around that time period.
Okay.
Which
a couple weeks.
Exactly. So if you can, and you and I will talk, I'll talk to you offline about what the scent profiles are. Give you a sneak peek, but obviously, us, our experiences, 1 year coming up, you can kind of put 2 and 2 together of what some of those new scents might look like.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I think right now it's just a matter of the labels, kind of working through getting a printer that is reliable and we trust and is kind of affordable as well. So we're weeks away, I would say weeks away from implementing the new labels and the new ingredients and the new scent profiles and things like that. So.
Oh, yeah. Tyson here says congratulations on the 1 year.
Appreciate that. Tyson's a great guy.
He is.
A lot of really good conversations with him and excited to see what he's doing with his company. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he just released a couple of new scents as well, which I'm going to have to check out here pretty soon. But yeah.
So before we can get down to the few closing questions. So as a company owner, I know you said you've tried Pedro's stuff. Do you have a favorite at the moment that you've tried that's not your stuff? Like if you weren't running Clever Beard Co., who would be the shop you'd go to when you got off of here?
Great question, man. And you know, for probably a solid 6 to 12 months before I started the company, I was, you know, if you look at my personal Instagram, like way back, I was posting stuff of different companies
Okay.
and things. So, you know, for me, you know, you got to go luxurious bastard. You got to put him up there.
Yep. Lux there.
The guy is just a master of his craft, and you know, for Pedro, I mean, he puts out a great product, and his labels are. Nobody can match his labels. You know, they just look great. And I saw the new one he has coming up, Waylon Jennings. So, you know, he just like blows my mind what he does. And then, of course, Honeyaker and you know, some of the Humidor and Snow. I think Snowblind is another one that he has out.
Yep.
And Ruddy Man, of course, as well, just redid all of his art. And so that's another company. But there's just so many out there. You know, and obviously some of the newer companies, Copper Johns, who I've gotten to know and really like what he's doing, and so there's just so many out there, man. It's the golden age of men's grooming right now. I feel like, you know,
insane.
It's a great time to you know, to be into men's grooming and kind of get to know the industry.
Yeah, I think definitely. I know you. I mean, you're about to hit 1 year. I think this is. I've only been into, you know, doing beard reviews for I think about 9 months now, and it seems like, you know, you think you've at least seen, maybe you haven't tried all the beard companies out there, and then 3 more come up, and then there's 3 more that have been around that you didn't hear of. It just seems like it's such a big, wide span as a beardsman. If you're into using beard products, I don't think we've ever been more spoiled with high quality products than we are right now. I mean, people are. And like you said, all these companies are coming out with new things in 2021, new labels, new products, just like you guys are. I think everybody's kind of seen where the bar was in 2020 and has had time. We've all kind of had a little more at-home time this year.
Yeah.
2021 is going to be an insane year for beard products.
I agree, man, and there's already starting to be some good products coming out, and you know, it's overwhelming. You know, especially from your side as a reviewer, I would imagine it's overwhelming. But you know, from the company side, I think it's great because it just pushes us as a company to be better. You know, companies who don't do a good job, don't listen to the customers, and don't put out a good product aren't going to last. And I think that's a good thing from a company.
Absolutely,
I sincerely do. Okay, so the new blend for our beard oil, we're taking out grapeseed, we're adding castor, and we're adding avocado. So kind of listening to a lot of guys in the community, and then on the beard balm side, we're adding babassu oil and into our mix, and most likely taking out the hemp seed oil as well, and kind of swapping those out as well. So
yeah. And then if you missed the new labels here, Vato, these are going to be up on the website here in about 2 weeks with the new labels on. And then basically you said those will be on in about 2 weeks. That lines up with about the 2 weeks it'll be until your new scents come out.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're trying to right now line everything up for, you know, our 1 year. We'll get it within a week, you know, because we got to do, you know, the photo shoot and put it all on the website, and that's all us. You know, it's all in house, so we have a lot of work to do. We're just hammering out some nagging logistical issues that seem to be taking a lot longer than they should be. But yeah, with it, I mean, we're weeks away from new scents, new labels, new website, you know, new ingredients, and to be clear, the oil and the balm, the new ingredients aren't in there yet. But again, we're weeks away from making that switch as well.
So I'm assuming that's going to be just maybe not too much of a thicker oil, but maybe a slightly thicker oil there with the castor oil being added then.
It is.
Trying to keep it the same as it is now.
So it's a little bit of a thicker oil. For me, I feel like it makes my beard way more softer than our current one.
Okay.
It's just a superior blend, man. And we spent, like I said, probably 4 to 6 months just trying to find the absolute best ingredients from, you know, sourced from the best places that we could. And so I really liked our old blend, but just kind of listening to the community and making that switch, I feel like it just makes my beard feel softer and kind of, I don't know, it's just a better product.
Absolutely. Yeah, no. And yeah, it's usually safe to assume if it works good for you, works better for you, it's probably going to work good or better for everybody else as well.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people said that our beard oil they felt like was one of the best feeling beards, and which is great. But at the same point, like we're like we can make it better. You can always make your stuff better, and I think if the grapeseed oil was going to be a point where it kept people from buying our product, then we took that seriously.
Absolutely.
And so we found 2 ingredients, and took one out, and hopefully,
even if it's a subtle change, it's still a change.
Yeah.
And if you're sitting there stagnant, said maybe you don't change your new labels, maybe you don't change your blend, you keep coming out with the new scents, maybe a few new ones every once in a while. Basically, you're running a company that's never going to change. You're going to get stuck in mud. The ideas quit coming. Could run into a problem at that point.
Yep, exactly.
Well, guys, if you guys want to go check out Clever Beard Co., here we got Ryan, our guest. I've got a discount code with these guys, is Skeeny20. That'll get you 20% off. And I've also got their Instagram and website in the description down below. If you guys want to go check out Clever Beard Co., you sure can. I'm going to show off these labels one more time before we get you out of here this evening. These are dope. I really like these.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we're really excited. It's
really
definitely the artists that we're working with. I mean, it's pushed this. The artist and Jeff has kind of pushed this way further than anything that I could have done on my end. I kind of exhausted what I could do on the label side. So this just blows our old labels out of the water, I feel like, and it kind of gives us our own voice and our own kind of niche.
Absolutely, yeah. And I just like me, I had to go I know I'm not accompanying it all, but my logo, it looked cool. I had some guy do a self-portrait or whatever, and then I just, copy and pasted the Iowa logo around it. But once you get it in a professional's hands that knows what they're doing, it turns out way cleaner, way better than any of us could have ever imagined.
Yeah, dude, and your logo looks really good, man. I love that logo. It's a cool looking logo.
It took some work and cost a pretty penny, but it was worth it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Our logo, the Clever Beard logo that you see up there, top right hand corner.
Yep.
And I paid $30 to a guy in Indonesia to create that, on Fiverr, and so I think this time around we were like, well, we want to get like a kind of a professional to work through it, and Silent Night and the year that we had allowed us to do that. And we just want to take what we get and put it back into the company and just continue to make better things.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think 2021 is going to be a year of progress for everybody. Definitely within the beard community. I think things are going to really, really take off here shortly.
Yeah,
and
man.
Hopefully life can get back to normal for all of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, guys, I'm going to let Ryan get out of here and get to his wife. Thank you all for joining us. Ryan, thank you for coming on, brother.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate that. And thanks for giving me this platform to kind of talk about what we're doing. I really appreciate that, man.
Absolutely. And have a happy 1-year anniversary and birthday on the same day.
Thanks, man. Really appreciate it.
That's definitely something to celebrate.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can drink 2 times and tell your wife I approve, since it's double the celebration.
It's definitely going to happen. For sure.
All right, guys, everybody in the chat, thank you for stopping by. We love you guys, and we will see you guys later.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.